Must know English idioms for fluent conversation. Jack of all trades. A person who can do many different types of work. For example, Sarah is a real jack of all trades. She can paint, fix cars, and even code websites. The real McCoy. The real thing or the genuine article. For example, don't be fooled by imitations. This watch is the real McCoy, straight from Switzerland. Clean up nicely. To appear presentable after grooming oneself. Used to compliment one's appearance. For example, wow, you clean up nicely. That suit really suits you. You don't know Jack. To know nothing or very little about someone or something. For example, stop acting like an expert. You don't know jack about fixing cars. Even Steven. Exactly equal. Also, with nothing due or owed on either side. For example, after splitting the bill right down the middle, we were finally even Steven. All dressed up and nowhere to go. Fashionably or smartly dressed for an anticipated occasion that does not take place. For example, she was all dressed up and nowhere to go after her date canceled at the last minute. No names, no pack drill. If no names or specific details are mentioned, then no punishment or blame can be administered. For example, no names, no pack drill, but someone forgot to lock the office last night. No spring chicken. Someone who is no longer young. This expression is often used when you think someone's appearance or behavior is surprising for their age. For example, he may be no spring chicken, but he still runs faster than most people half his age. On the fritz. Of a machine or device not working properly. For example, my laptop is on the fritz again, so I can't finish the report until it's fixed. Amateur hour. A situation or activity in which the participants show a lack of skill, sound judgment, or professionalism. For example, the way they handled the presentation was total amateur hour. Nothing was prepared, and they kept fumbling with the slides. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Used to refer to an ordinary person or all ordinary people. For example, every Tom, Dick, and Harry wanted a chance to speak at the meeting. Dead ringer. Someone who looks exactly like someone else. For example, she's a dead ringer for her mother, from the way she smiles to the way she walks. I wouldn't trust someone as far as I could throw them. Something you say that means you do not trust someone at all. For example, I wouldn't trust someone as far as I could throw them after they lied about the project deadline. Beauty is only skin deep. Used to say that a person's character is more important than how they look. For example, she has a charming smile, but beauty is only skin deep. Her intelligence and wit are what truly shine. Bag of tricks. Set of special techniques or methods that someone uses in their work. For example, The magician wowed the crowd with his endless bag of tricks, pulling off one amazing illusion after another. Put one's face on. Apply makeup to one's face. For example, she had to put her face on before the interview, making sure she looked professional and confident. Kick the bucket. To die. For example, after a long battle with illness, the old dog finally kicked the bucket. Beat to the draw. To react more quickly than someone in doing or achieving something. For example, he beat me to the draw and claimed the last seat at the concert before I could even get in line. Not cut out for something. To not be the right type of person for something. For example, she quickly realized she was not cut out for a desk job and decided to pursue a career in the arts instead. Pop one's clogs. To die. For example, when old Joe popped his clogs, the whole village came together to remember his incredible stories. Find one's voice. To become willing or able to talk or otherwise express one's opinions. For example, after months of self-doubt, she finally found her voice and confidently presented her ideas to the team. French leave. A departure without saying goodbye, asking permission, or giving notice. For example, instead of waiting for the meeting to end, he took French leave and slipped out quietly. Set in stone. Used to emphasize that something is fixed and unchangeable. For example, the wedding date isn't set in stone yet, so we might need to change it if something comes up. Your number is up. Said to mean that something unpleasant is going to happen to someone, and that there is nothing that they can do about it. For example, he always joked about living forever. But when the plane's engine failed, he knew his number was up. All hell breaks loose. If all hell breaks loose, a situation suddenly becomes violent and noisy, especially with people arguing or fighting. For example, all hell broke loose when the referee made a controversial call during the final minutes of the game. Saving grace. A good quality that something or someone has that stops it, him, or her from being completely bad. For example, the hotel was outdated and noisy, but its saving grace was the breathtaking view of the ocean. Get off scot-free. To not get the punishment that is deserved. For example, even though he was clearly guilty, he managed to get off scot-free due to a lack of evidence. Drop the ball. To make a mistake, especially by not taking action or dealing with something that should have been planned for. For example, we were counting on him to finalize the contract, but he dropped the ball and missed the deadline.